The Ottawa River is famous for its wide range of accessible waves and is a regular stop for the world's best freestyle kayakers, as well as being arguably the best beginner and intermediate playground in the world. This video is about just a small selection of the best waves on the river, suitable for a huge range of abilities, targets and water levels. There will be a wave in here that is perfect for you. Because different waves will appeal to different people for different reasons, I've decided not to have a specific order, so I'll start with minibus for algorithm reasons. Minibus is one of the most famous waves in the world. It is steep, powerful and puts you right on your toes. If you want to experience the thrill of stakeout without committing to a cold trek into northern Quebec, then minibus should be at the top of your bucket list. With a big, steep, green shoulder that wants you to surf left into a big pit, you never get a moment to relax. For many paddlers, the surf alone is enough to make the day a memorable one, but if you are inclined to throw yourself around on the shoulder, then there is huge freestyle potential too. When minibus is in, you'll find kayakers driving for miles around to get a few surfs on this monster wave. Located on the bottom left of the lawn rapid, it has a huge eddy to catch, and then surfing on is its own game, with a wakeboard style tow rope to get past the shoulder of the wave. If this is a bit much, then you can also drop in from above. Because of the Ottawa's warm, deep, friendly nature, you'll find that the skill level required to surf this wave is not as high as you might think. I can't promise that you won't get knocked around and end up disappearing for a couple of seconds, but you will come out and you'll be able to roll and paddle back to the eddy just a few seconds after it all goes wrong. The next wave on my list is called Babyface. For the bottom of McCoy's, the top rapid for most paddlers, Babyface is an awesome wave for all-round fun and low-stress silliness. It's the only wave I've ever party surfed with a 12-man raft on, and I still had space to move. I really wish I hadn't lost all my GoPro footage for that. It's a really surreal feeling surfing a green wave and watching an enormous raft full of minions surfing right next to you. It honestly isn't a great wave for freestyle, but it's bouncy and fun, and when I asked a group of my Ottawa friends what their top waves were, Babyface beat minibus. It's an easy one to session with an eddy you literally cannot possibly miss, and you can make it a park and play from the putting quite nicely. If you want the feeling of a big wave, but with the comfort and safety of a medium wave with nothing behind it, then this is your wave. If you want to party surf with your friends or play chicken with rafts, this is also your wave. If you're going for a lap of either channel, then start from the main put-in, stop for a surf. It comes in lower water, generally below 2 feet on the gauge, but it's usually there for several weeks in the back end of summer. The smallest wave on this list is called Butterfly, but small is an unfair description. This wave might be the most fun small wave I've ever surfed. It's hard to beat sitting on a smooth green shoulder watching friends in little boats take turns in the pit. 8 to 8.5 feet on the gauge is when this wave is perfect, and if you catch it, you'll love it. A lot of paddlers don't go down the middle channel once they're good enough for the main, but the middle is a great skills training ground, and Butterfly Wave is a prime example. As the river drops to lower water, it becomes more of a rowdy hole surf, but at this peak level or above you can surf it in a long boat. 8 to 8.5 is just when it's great for all boats. There's great eddy access from both sides of this wave, with nothing downstream. At higher levels you'll find other features on this rapid being a great surf too. Next on the list is Push Button. Push Button is perhaps the best wave for suiting the greatest number of paddlers. It's small but steep and fast with 2 great shoulders, meaning that it's very approachable for beginner and intermediate paddlers, but also a really high quality feature for advanced freestyle kayakers. It's common to sit in the eddy and watch someone throwing big blunts and loops while others are getting their first ever surfs. Positioned just below the lawn, it's just 100 meters away from a popular put-in, making it ideal for a park and play session. The wave comes in at low water with similar levels to Carburetor, but you will still see top kayakers spending time there, even with a world-class feature just upstream. This feature comes in as the level drops below zero. For those who are not accustomed to the Ottawa, being below zero is still a lot of water. Just below zero is when it's great for beginner surfers, and as it gets lower it gets better for advanced freestyle kayakers, until about -2 feet when it becomes quite a hole. That leads me on to my final choice, Carburetor, home of the 2015 World Championships. This wave has it all for freestyle kayakers. It's fast yet retentive and has two great shoulders to cycle on, as well as the most famous eddy access of any wave I know about. Even a 12-man raft can catch the eddy and get up to ferry back in above the rock, although they're slightly less likely to throw a blunt on the wave. Dropping onto this wave is a skill in itself, but once you're on, you're in for a great ride. If your freestyle is lacking like mine, then it's an awesome dynamic front surf, but if freestyle is your goal, then you won't find a much better training ground than this. While it can be intimidating at first, it is actually not a huge wave, so once you're comfortable, you'll find you have enough height to get clear passes without just being scared of the falling feeling that you might get on a bigger wave like minibus. Even as someone with very basic freestyle skills, I can see why the top paddlers return here year after year to learn new moves and perfect combos. The ideal level is between -0.5 and -1.5, depending on how retentive you want the foam pile to be. A bonus for this wave is that if it's just a little bit too high, as it was for several weeks in 2024, it becomes the perfect kickflip launch pad. The shape of the wave at about 0 on the gauge is ideal for lifting the bow and helping you with your rotation. I recommend the short walk up at the top of the eddy for kickflip training though, to get the best line coming down into the feature. I've chosen these 5 waves because they represent such a wide range of features and hopefully give you a sense that the Ottawa is for everyone. There are loads of really high quality waves that haven't made the list, also covering everything from easy green waves to beginner freestyle locations and a couple more advanced waves too. If you'd like to learn more about all of these other amazing waves, then leave a comment. If I get 20 comments, then I'll make a part 2 with 5 more high quality waves. All of these waves, caught at the right levels, are incredibly high quality. When you add to that the deep warm water that the Ottawa provides, and the large flat pools at the bottom of each wave, you can really see why the freestyle scene around the Ottawa is absolutely huge. People go from not being able to kayak to throwing their first blunt in sometimes a matter of weeks. Another tricks that if you grow up in Europe, you might wait years before you even get the chance to try. Not all of these waves are beginner friendly, but the perfect thing about spending time on the Ottawa is that there is always a wave that is going to be good for you. Butterfly and push button are very approachable, with absolutely no downstream consequence, and Babyface can be a bit of a bouncy ride, but is actually very fluffy and friendly. Rafts deliberately flip here for fun, and so you know that there's nothing in there that's going to get you. The Ottawa really is an absolute playground for kayakers, and if surfing waves and learning tricks is your main focus with your kayaking, then there probably isn't a better place in the world to be. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm working on some more informative videos. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments, and if your favourite wave on the Ottawa wasn't on this list, then please let me know what it was. I'm trying to work on more of these informative videos, so please give me any feedback as well. Hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe see you out on the Ottawa in summers to come.